Thank goodness that it's becoming more accepted that the mind affects the body. But I would love for you to get into the background of how this got all disconnected. Can you just talk a little bit about the history of the separation and how it's starting to change?
Yeah, well, mostly started with Descartes. Descartes was the one who talked about mind. And what happened with Descartes is that in those days, the church ruled. The priests were also doctors, and so they ruled.
It was like
And
1700s, right? Wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it was a 16th, 17th century.
Okay.
So Descartes, in order to be able to write and to be able to expand, he was a great philosopher. He said the mind is the domain of the church, the body is a domain of science. So he divided that, the Cartesian split, they call it. And from then on, then medicine became very knowledgeable with the body, and then theologians became very knowledgeable with the mind, but it was a split. Then we went on with especially psychology and psychiatry. Psychiatry was called the bastard child of medicine, and they called it the talk cure from Freud and all that. So in order to justify itself as a science, it became super biological, and it moved away from mind, and now everything is pharmacological intervention. Psychology also, in order to get some sense of validity and operational science, became very behaviorist with Skinner and what he called the black box, where it goes in and out. There's nothing here. It's just stimulus response. My mentor at Vanderbilt, my thesis professor, debunked one of the people that debunked Skinner. What you're doing is you have something in here that affects your response to the stimulus. And Chomsky did a lot of work too, showing that language is not just a stimulus response. So basically, it lost a lot of power. But now, unfortunately, psychiatrists become super biological. And the psychiatrist will spend an average of 8 minutes seeing you. You have a nurse practitioner who sees you, and then he comes in, how's your appetite, how's your libido? Okay, we're going to do this. And that's about it, unfortunately. So they know very little psychotherapy in general. So that's what's happened. So now psychoneuroimmunology has come in. My mentor, George Solomon, was the one who created psychoneuroimmunology. And it basically started looking at how psychological processes like mind and body, cognition and emotions, how do they affect the nervous, immune, and endocrine system? And it does affect it. The problem is that nobody can tell you, except me, how is it that the mind and the body talk to each other? That's what the first book, The Mind-Body Code. I mean, okay, mind and body communicate. How do they communicate? Well, they communicate. They don't go any further than that.